Bows are in kind of a weird place, especially the Cernos Prime here. Usually, bows are basically just weaker sniper rifles that have travel time and projectile drop. And the Cernos Prime is also literally an arrow shotgun. So, a sniper shotgun with projectile drop. Yeah, it's pretty questionable. Although this Hunter Munitions viral build is decent. But come on, projectile drop on your sniper shotgun? No thanks, right? Well, what if I told you that this could somehow be a good thing? Behold, Elite Orc and Archery Tactics, Chapter 0, The Ancient Art of the Arrow Volley. Using all of the strange properties of the Cernos Prime, I've produced a weapon that fires a hail of status-proccing arrows at your unsuspecting enemies. Here's how it works. First of all, since the Cernos Prime fires multiple arrows, it's classified as having innate multi-shot, and therefore uses shotgun status calculations. This means that the status chance is divided among these 3 innate arrows, while it's below 100% status before additional multi-shot mods, resulting in extremely low functional status output. But when it reaches 100% status before multi-shot, suddenly all of the arrows proc a status effect 100% of the time. As you can see, if we take off our multi-shot mods, we are at 100% status before additional multi-shot. So all of these arrows, multi-shot ones, innate multi-shot ones, they'll all proc a status all of the time. So I'm running the full set of dual status elements, making corrosive and blast. More on those elemental choices later. Second, bows do actually have a reload speed, and it's the time it takes to knock a new set of arrows. If you want to fire charge shots, which you do with most bows, it's usually better to run a fire rate mod instead of a reload speed mod. But this thing doesn't do enough damage for me. I don't care about its charge damage, or its critical chance, which by the way does go up when you fire charge shots, but doesn't matter much in this build. So by repeatedly firing uncharged shots, which are almost instantaneous, I take full advantage of that reload speed. It's easier to hit peak uncharged fire rate if you bind your fire button to your mouse wheel. That will let you get this speed that you've been seeing me achieve. And you can get even more reload speed from Volt, or even from Harrow or Toxin Chroma. And that will speed up how fast you can fire uncharged shots. It doesn't really matter what is on my Volt for the purposes of this video, but feel free to take a look and help yourself. Third is the spread pattern of the Cernos Prime. You can customize this quite extensively. You might have been seeing that I have an innate horizontal or vertical spread, which I can toggle back and forth in the bottom right corner by pressing my alternate fire key. And you can also use heavy caliber to get 2 more patterns. So we're going to take that off first and use serration. And you'll see that the horizontal spread is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically just a fan of arrows. And then the vertical spread is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a vertical fan of arrows. They do spread a little bit, as you can see with the vertical one, more than the horizontal one, but mostly they are what they say on the tin. Now if we add heavy caliber, our damage of course stays exactly the same, and now if we fire our horizontal and vertical shots, you'll see the horizontal shot is even more spread out, and the vertical shot has become this nice, tight little pack of arrows. It's not really that they're closer together, but they're just more of a chunk of arrows. I prefer that cluster shot for the vertical spread when you have heavy caliber on, as it most closely resembles a shotgun, and I find that it gets you the most hits on the small groups of enemies that you're actually gonna fire this at, but you can choose whichever one you want. And then once you're all set up, there's nothing to it but to do it. Look at those damage numbers. They're numbers. It does damage. The real draw is the status output. As you can see, firing into a group is pretty reliable card control that also peppers each enemy with a few corrosive procs. And you can really keep going and use that bow ammo like there's no tomorrow. Okay, but what is this actually good for? Well, it's not. But you could use it for condition overload priming or as a softening weapon before you finish the job with maiming strike. No? Is there any application for this information at all? Comment section, help! My name is Andy, and I'm gonna see myself out. Feel free to harass me on Twitter or Discord if you think of a good reason to use this build. I'll leave those in the description. See ya!